And afterwards, she caught up with Michael Swain of 24/7 Sports. Let's listen in.
All right, Michael, KU gets its second loss in a row, just despite putting up 42 points. How do you think the Jayhawks need to bounce back from this game?
Defensive improvement is going to be the big key next week. And I think you look today, the trenches, I think, is where KU probably lost this game. Oklahoma's offensive line, really good, and it forced KU's guys to tackle in space a lot of missed tackles as a result. And I think you look at the defensive line for KU, not able to do much. And now all of a sudden you look next week and it's a Baylor team that arguably its biggest strength is its defensive line and its offensive line. So I think we're looking for where the bounce back needs to happen. I think it's in the trenches, because I think for KU this year, it's been a lot better than in years past, but big challenges are set to come pretty soon.
Yeah, the lines for sure, but also the secondary has kind of been able to be the shining star because of that. How do you see the secondary improving, or maybe not having to improve, but being able to do less work with the line doing its job?
Yeah, I think you nailed it, right? If you're able to get pass rush, the guys don't have to cover for as long. And I think the Kobe Bryant injury will loom, because he's been pretty good for KU in terms of, he comes up with the big plays when KU needs it, and it's a bummer to see him go down. Defense is so intertwined. If the defensive line plays better, the secondary has a better chance of playing better, and if the secondary is not playing well, then the defensive line doesn't have a chance to get home because the quarterback's getting the ball. The secondary has a lot to improve too.
Yeah, and with the defensive line being outsized like it was with the OU O-line, just how do you expect
A good job of that? There is a size and a talent gap still going on, and I think coaches would tell you that. So how do you combat that? You keep your guys fresh, you keep new groups running in, and against a team like Oklahoma that goes so fast and so up tempo, it puts KU on its heels, and it makes it where that talent gap can kind of show, because guys are out there for so long before they can even get a rest. So I think it's going to come down to, can KU start to rotate a little bit more and get some more fresh guys in?
OU was playing really fast today, so it was difficult for them to make those adjustments and get those fresh guys in. But one guy that was able to come in and be fresh is Mason Fairchild. He's been pretty good the past couple of weeks. What do you see when him and Jason Bean are connecting on the field?
Yeah, he's played pretty well. And I think you look at Fairchild, and I think that he's kind of the all-around tight end KU has. Fairchild's worked really hard. He improved a lot on the run blocking, and now I think you're starting to see some of that come in too with being able to go out and catch passes, because he's always been able to do that, and he's been playing since he was a true freshman, and he clearly has a good connection with Bean too. I think that's now, 2 straight weeks with big games.
Through the air, but also on the ground. KU's run hasn't been able to get going as much the past 2 weeks as in previous games. What are you looking forward to seeing from them in the next couple games?
Yeah, I think it's all about first and second down. Offense for KU has been so predicated on, and first and second down, can you get ahead of the chains and make it third and short? And today they averaged, I think, 7 yards to go on third down. It's really hard to overcome over the course of a game. So I think you're looking at, guys like Devin Neal need to continue to play well. 80-plus yards today, and I think about 12 carries. I think maybe you look for him to get a little bit more of a workload going forward. They went away from him a little bit in the middle of the game, which I thought was interesting. But he's the type of guy that I think is going to need to carry the rock a lot, because I think you just look, Kai Thomas got a touchdown today, his first of the season. He's starting to come on, and obviously you're without Daniel Highshaw, so that's a big loss for them as well. So I think Devin Neal is going to be one of the big keys going forward of carrying that rushing attack.
Definitely. I don't think that's a hot take at all. So KU had a lot of home games before this. This is one of their first away games in a while. So how do you think they're going to have to be able to be stronger on the road next week?
Yeah, I think they did a good job of managing the crowd. I don't think anyone got really too caught up in it. They were used to this, right? They did the back-to-back road trips there early in the season, got 2 wins. So it's not something that they're not used to. It's just now kind of getting back in the rhythm of, hey, got to go stay in a hotel for a night, got to get to the road game early, right? You're away from family. It's just a different dynamic, and they handled it well early in the season, and so we'll see how they handle it again next week.
Yeah, the travel was a little difficult for me, so props to them. Well, thank you so much, Michael.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me on.